Hi friends, thank you for watching and joining me. I am in the process of making the beautiful Irish crochet cardigan. I am using a long cardigan that I already have just for the shape and sizing. I'm literally just going to pin onto this, leave a little bit more room, and hopefully this fits me a little bit better than the green one that I have already posted. Check out my shorts for that, please. I do have a few videos on how to make these beautiful motifs. I've made probably about 150 of them, as you can see here. This has taken me about a month to do. I've got different shapes, different sizes, different patterns. I've got flowers, I've got circular things with little, oh, that's a label of something, of little puff stitches in them. And I'm going to stick all of these together now, and I hope that you guys will follow me along in my journey. Because I'm filming this, I'm going to go ahead and use my mattress to pin into. I usually use quite a big pillow, but my setup's a little bit weird at the moment. So these are all my motifs. I am going to need scissors, of course. I'm using a sharp darning needle right here to stitch in and out. I am going to need a lot of pins to stick the motifs in place, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Just to give you a little bit of a diagram, we are going to make the front panel of the arm, the second panel of the arm, the third front piece, the fourth front piece, and then we've got the back. We're going to make the fifth back panel of the arm, the sixth back panel of the arm, and then the back 7. That's going to be joined, so that's going to be a little bit bigger because it's this and this panel combined. Okay, I already have which side up is this side here. I already have the back panels of the arms complete, and I'm going to show you how to stick these together in this example that I'm doing now, so please stay tuned. Right, okay, so here we are, friends. I am going to start with the top. I am going to keep a little bit of a shape here so that it kind of, the top of the arm kind of blends in with this front panel here. Okay, so we're going to make it like this instead of just a really square arm, because I feel that it blends together really nicely. So this is like a little bit angled, if you'd like. Also, what I'm gonna ensure I do is I'm not gonna leave many gaps, because I want for this arm, this angle, to be as straight and as filled as possible. So I've got smaller motifs that I've made, these ones, whereas a really tiny one is this one here that I'm going to place like here, and we're just going to place this around the cardigan, fill it in with our shapes, and we're going to go ahead and just pin it down. So I might put, I need a smaller motif, I may place that there. I think that fits quite nicely. I'm going to go ahead and pop that there as well. I want more 3D detail in this, so I am going to put more of my 3D here, my 3D flowers along the way as well. So once you've set your design and you know what you'd like it to look like, meet me back here. I'm just going to go ahead and do the entire arm, and I'll be right back. All right, friends, back. I've assembled a few of the motifs. I lied when I said that I was going to do all of it. I am most likely not going to finish the whole thing on camera, so because it would just be a really lengthy video. So I'm just going to show you an example, because I would like for you to know how I assemble this together. So I'm just going to place a knot at the end of my darning needle, start randomly. I think I'm going to start here. So I'm just going to pick this up here, and this is back to front, by the way. Okay, So the correct side is facing the other way. So when I flip this over, it's going to be the correct way. This is the wrong way, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that in there. And we are indeed going to tie this down like so. One knot is usually enough. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. So we're literally stitching this as if you'd stitch an item of clothing, but not too tight. Put it through there. I like more of a triangular effect as opposed to a square effect. I've seen quite a lot of creators do quite a gappy effect, quite a square effect, but I do not like that. I may consider lining this piece as well, depending on how I feel. I would like to do a grey underneath this for a lining. I want to know what my viewers think. So could you please pop a comment in the bottom and help me know what would be your thoughts in lining this cardigan. So we just want to weave in and out. And can you see how this here, I've got a bit of a gap here. Let me just grab my completed piece. So I've got a motif here. I've got a motif here and a motif here. And you see the gap? If I just pull that a little bit, can you see what I mean by triangular effect? So I don't like things to be too spacey and even too gappy, if that makes sense. So I'm just weaving in and out here. And this is the biggest gap that I would absolutely tolerate in my work. And I've tried to make it as straight as possible when I'm placing the motifs down. So how I would go about doing this is I would go ahead and place that there, which seems like quite a big gap, but I'm not just moving on. I am going to come back in and out and just weave through the work like so. So I'll put some in there. You want to cover, I'm going to say, every 3 to 4 chains in every motif. Not too much. 3 to 4. So that when I pull this, it looks like that. I think that is visible on camera. From here, I'm going to go quite randomly. I'm going to go here. There. I quite like that. And now I think I will go in here. There. If any bit is too gappy and you think, oh gosh, I haven't given that enough coverage, that's okay. You can just go back and literally just stitch into it. I do remove pins as I go along. I'm just going to place that pin in there because I'm heading over to this motif now, given the fact that I've got this little triangular space here to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pop that in there. Yep, I like the coverage on that, so I'm done with this bit here now. And from there, I will go here. I'm going to go this way now. So I will go like this. Okay. And then I will go like this in here. Then I will go in here. So this is what we're looking like so far. And we will literally just carry that on as we go around. Okay. And like so. I'm just going to stick that down just a little bit more. I will probably go in here next, like so. But because we've got a little bit of a groove here because of the petal, I am going to come back and just clean that a little bit. See, my pin slipped out a little bit. Just put that all the way back in. And now, can you see how I've covered that as well? So it's made it into a little bit of a triangle. You don't want to pull your work too tight, but you also don't want to keep it too loose, because of course we want it to be secure given that it is a cardigan. There. Okay. And I'm going to go here. Might just go in here. Like so. So can we see how I've jumped ahead too far? And I feel like I've left too much of a gap in here, because when I pull that apart, I don't like the look of that. So I'm just going to go back. This is the beauty of this. You can go back and correct anything that you want. I'm going to just go ahead and remove these pins because I want to show you guys. Actually, I'll leave that motif in. I'll lift that up. I just want to show you the front of it and what it's actually looking like. Can you see that? That's what we've joined so far. And that's what gives it this really beautiful, like, seamless finish. And this is what I meant by the 3D. So this on the lower part of my arm, that will look quite beautiful. You see that? So please let me know if you'd like a video of the front and the back panels. And I will film and proceed as per request. I am new on YouTube, so please give me a like and a follow. Please subscribe. If you do have any constructive criticism at all, we're here for that. Drop it in the comments below and I'd love to hear. But I'm really excited to share with you the final product. I'm really far off yet because I've got the front panel, the front left, the front right, the back panel, and the two arms. Sorry, the two front panels of the arms still to work on. So this is a pending process, but please, I'd love it if you would kindly follow along with me. Bye.